guys, it is Brodo here and welcome back to the next part of my quest to fulfill dopamine addicted gamers, or as I like to call it, the 2-week Minecraft experience. A playthrough dedicated to finding out if Minecraft really does get boring after the 2-week period of playing, or is it just a common trope that Gen Z has the shortest attention span known to man. Of course, if you're new here and you've just came across this video for the first time, then make sure to show support by dropping a like, comment or sub showing that you stopped by, as it helps the channel grow and more people find the series. And if you're confused by how fast I can talk or by the premise of this series, then let me explain. I set out on this journey to complete 2 weeks of Minecraft, specifically on version beta 1.7.3, as it's a perfect setting for what I'm trying to cover. Its wave and feeling of nostalgia really resonates with people who play Minecraft, and thus sparks the interest in playing the game again, hence the 2-week Minecraft experience. Alongside playing the game, I've also set a number of tasks that must be tackled before the end of the playthrough in order to call it a completed series. But guys, I'm not going to waste any more time waffling and let you get synced into the best gaming experience I've had in a very long time. Enjoy! Alright, day two on the, day 2 on the beta Minecraft experience, I guess. Tired, voices. So I woke up really late today. Currently the time is 10:30. I didn't wake up this late, but I've been up pretty early. Because I would normally go to work at this time, I've become very tired, so I'm going to try and tank through most of the night and get these 2 hours done. Yeah, very tired day today. Yesterday we came back from the mines and we gathered a lot of stuff. We got 31 diamonds and we got a lot of gold, we got a lot of iron, and we've got a lot of gathered resources between, you know, cobble stuff, a lot of wood, and a lot of just saplings, and a lot of just stuff. And then we found this little nice area where we're going to be starting our base, and the reason I've chosen this place is because it's very blocked off, very mountain-esque, and it looks like the type of spot that you would build your mountain base. And in today's tasks, I guess we'll be tackling the forefront of building this little area here, which we found funny yesterday was very symmetrical. The starter area, you know what I mean, the little tower that leads up and then that leads to the mountain. So we're going to be scoping out this mountain. Yeah, just kind of working with what we have and just building our base up. So that is the goal of today. Also, I was going to say, I made a list of tasks and I'm going to read out the tasks I made. And again, this is for a 2-week experience. Each task kind of chosen in the best light of 2 weeks. They can easily be done in 2 weeks. Number 1, build and finish your home base. Number 2, make a cake. Number 3, finish all unlockable achievements. Number 4, build a brick pyramid. Number 5 is acquire each ore block and display them. Number 6 is acquire 2 music discs. Number 7, eat each kind of food item. Number 8, kill each unique mob. Number 9, build a 9x9 block of diamond. And then the final one is just complete the 2-week experience. So 2 weeks straight, log in each day and record footage for 2.5 hours. I'll probably do the cake one today because that's pretty easy. Right, to begin our day off, the thing I wanted to do was flatten out this land and kind of get this prepared for building upon. And then what we're going to do is, as we're building up, we are going to be building. We're going to be basically making the face for this place. And I don't know how we'll do that, because again, I still have the idea of making that an eye. Very kind of just spooky kind of like entrance, and then that'll be the big entrance. But we're going to be checking that out now as we wake up from our slumber. While I'm here, I'm going to craft what I have not crafted before, which is our iron armor. Yeah, I didn't craft it yet. I just kind of like came off of this yesterday and just decided to leave it the way it was and not do anything after playing, and just again, when I'm done the footage, I log out instantly. I don't play, I don't set up after, I log off and that's it. That's the kind of way I'm doing this, because you imagine when doing this experience, it's very authentic. Like, you would play and then you would play for a certain amount of time and then you would log off. You wouldn't play after, you wouldn't set up after, you know, you'd log off from that point. So I'm trying to look at the widths. The width of the mountain and the fucking, like, kind of the walling kind of starts about there. So that's, right about there. So that's about here. So I've envisioned, when I looked at it first, I kind of imagined that, yeah, okay, right, so it's here. So this is kind of like where the wall like start. So I kind of imagine when looking at this, I kind of imagine having one of those entrances, kind of like a cave, like the way you'd see in certain caves, and it would have a temple, and it would basically elevate 2 by 2 by 2, and it would be stone, and it would just kind of go up and up until it reached like a certain level, and it would roof off, and it would just be like a tunnel. I've noticed that yes, the width of this mountain is fairly big, so therefore we can have one of these tunnels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 11 blocks to work with. And that's perfect. We want it to be kind of uneven. So that way the middle is like 5 blocks in width, and then there's 3 blocks extra for that kind of like spacious wall. So I imagine it will just kind of start off from the base here. So again, this is going to be where that kind of starts. So right here, down a bit. Actually, we could use this wood as an example. So that's where the wall would be, the other side of the wall, so right here. So we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 9. So we'll go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 block, and then we would have 3 in the middle. Because what I imagine is there's going to be a pathway. And I'm going to make a pathway here. And I know this isn't like squared off here at the top. What we can do is we can terraform for a bit and make it squared off, so that this kind of turns into a tower almost. There's a pathway that leads over this way. It's kind of squarish off here, and then it finally leads to here. And you'll see we'll kind of shave off a bit of the mountain so that there's about maybe a 5 block inward kind of like gap. And that's when it starts elevating. It'll go by 2 blocks, 2 blocks, 2 blocks. And we'll have that stone tunnel in the middle, which will lead to our base. That's kind of how I envisioned. Now that we have the kind of start for where our entrance is going to be, we're going to kind of work on this, which is going to be our elevated kind of like tower, this starting point. And I don't think I'll change the outside too much, but as we're building up, I might start to work on this outside bit. But keep the middle the same. Maybe just get rid of that, make it stone, and then leave that 3 blocks in. You know what I mean? Just like a 1 by 3 little fucking tunnel bit. Okay, long drawn out conversation over. So let's start with the courtyard area, which is what I said I was going to do. Okay, so now we can actually start just tearing up this. And also after each torch is broken, we will replace the torch on the ground. Okay, so this hole, okay, we'll leave that cave open to the possibility of exploring it in the future. To make this a bit more easier done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a hole. Where does it start? That is the level, so we want to start about here. Start kind of pushing it back a bit, so this is kind of like, you want it to line up again, you want it to line up with the other side, so therefore cutting it back will be a easier said than done type of deal. It is, yeah, I'm fucking stupid. So what we'll do is I'll kind of work on this side first, so that way we kind of have a basis standard. I'll terraform that in a minute. So the plan I have here is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of cut down from here. This is going to go in 1, and this is going to follow around. So we're going to kind of stick with that kind of gap. That will be filled in. Have that kind of just, yeah, it'll elevate with it. And you kind of, again, like when terraforming, this is one thing you have to realize. Don't make it like a cubert level, kind of like symmetrical. You want to have it like, almost like there's 2 block gaps, and then there's 3 block gaps, and then it kind of like, it looks like Tetris blocks that fit into places. And you kind of just, you work with it. It's like when you're grooving off something, you know what I mean? You go with the groove, and you make it fit, and you make it like a match up with sides. That's kind of how we're going to do it here. I'll go, yeah, in again. The thing here is that it's going to go down by 2. See the way it goes down here? We are going to keep it at a 2 level, and then the bottom level, which matches the ground, will just be 1. I want to make this look like it was just like this. See the way it kind of just looks gridded? You kind of want it to look like that. The way there's certain 2 block gaps and 1 block gaps. If you are watching my channel for the first time, my name is brodobbusiness, and I hope you do subscribe and, you know, keep that bell notification up, and comment down below what your favorite part about this is. Is it my voice? Is it my accent? Is it the way I interlope things? Interlope? The way I do things. And if so, make sure to do all the things, and also follow me on all my other socials, which will be tagged here. See, this is what I need. Now it looks natural as fuck. 29 minutes into the recording. Of course we are. Oh my fucking god. Time actually is non-existent. I've realized this as I've gotten older. Time is like a fucking... It's a non-existent thing when you get older. It's like it just moves, you know what I mean? Whereas a kid, you realize that time is so slow. I beg to differ, 10-year-old me. I beg to fucking differ. And I just want this done. And that's a problem. Why... Okay, new glitch obtained and found. So grass blocks cannot be just placed on. You have to actually physically break them. And that looks slightly nicer. We'll just kind of round that off to there. Maybe add a block in the middle. And see, that looks a whole lot nicer. And what we'll do is just to fill in a gap, we'll make that dirt. And now work on the other side. So this is still going to have to follow around. But this one is a bit harder because we have to make sure that it aligns here. So that is, quote unquote, my terraforming skills. Comment down below what you think, if it's worth it, if it's good, if it looks nice. For beta standards, I think it looks okay. So now that that's done, we can leave the courtyard thing to its own time frame, maybe in the next few days, because again, we want to start making what we will call our base. We'll work on that. And I think I literally said earlier I was going to check something and then didn't check it. We are going to check our mushroom farm and see if any progress has been made in it. If any time has passed and it's actually worked. Moment of truth. Did we win or did we lose? And not lose because it's easy to make these. Okay, it actually worked a tiny bit, so we got a few extra shrooms, but you can see what I mean. It does work. It kind of takes time to do it. I'll probably do more red than I will brown. That way we don't have more than the other. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm just gonna shut up for now. I'm gonna have to make a counter for how many times I fucking stutter and fuck my words up while recording. So yeah, we're gonna try to do that again. But in the base, what we'll do is we will make separate rooms for each of them, so that way we can have an even stack of each. There we go. English do good. Okay, nice. So we have a full line of pork chops. We are going to save that because we're going to cook up the rest of these, and then we're just going to take these on the road again. And now we can finally start, I guess, expanding this, but also we can start expanding up yonder. Like I said, we're going to need this stone for the entrance of our base. Okay, so for this task, yes, we are going to need a lot of different tools, and I'm probably going to make more pickaxes than I will axes, because we're not going to be chopping a lot of trees down. It's going to be more dirt and it's going to be more cobble. Okay, so in the first hour we have flattened this courtyard area on both sides. And yeah, we kind of just shaping it up and made it a little more cleaner. And now, again, we're going to be working on this, but making it into an actual tower. Alright, so how this is going to work is, this being the middle of the room will now change from not being the middle of the room. So how we're going to do this is, this being the edge, we are now going to chop 1, 2. This was now the new starting block. So this going in a row from 7. So this is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. And we'll do the exact same thing on the other side. So that is still 7. Because what we want to do is with this, we want this to be a kind of tower. How I want it to end up like is basically like a spiral staircase going up to the top. This will lead up to 7. And then we'll do the exact same thing on this side. Right. And now how this is going to work is we're going to remove each corner. That's each corner. And now dig in 3. Do is we'll make each area now. So when that's done, we are going to make that a corner, and I know these holes are going to be fucking somewhat used. We'll just utilize these corners. So one will be filled with dirt. We'll fill this side with cobblestone and gravel like items. So this will be food tools for now, just for now. This is going to be wood, glass, and miscellaneous almost. That way we have a bit of a divergence on what we're splitting. Now, how I will disperse this stuff is kind of different. So cobble and all that stuff goes there. Dirt, gravel, and greenery items will stick together because of grass and greenery. Ores and the like can go with tools and that, so your redstones, lapis, all that stuff. And then this can go like that, and just for the sake of stuff, I'm just going to throw all the miscellaneous stuff in here too. Flowers can go back to where they were. Okay, so where's my tools? Give me them back. So how I want this to look. Right, this is the way I'm going to get this. This will be wood at the front. Wood at the front. Yes, I said it. That will also be wood. Now, not all of it, just the top halves. And what we'll do is we'll add slabs on top of each of these wood blocks. That'll all be stone. Surrounding this will just be kind of a pillar of wood. The rest of the blocks are going to stay stone. It's just like this is our kind of starting point. But we'll have wood-esque parts to it, which will be the eye. All stone, wood around the eye. And trust me when I say this is going to look sick after. This is going to look real fucking sick after. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there we go. That's that. Now we got symmetrical standard base. Now, how this is gonna work is spec blocks. There we go. All stone again. How does that look now? Still looks kind of a bit odd, and that's just because we still got stone blocks to fill in. Get rid of them. Now that's done. We will have to get rid of the glass. What? Second time that's happened. Ah, fucking hell. Now I can't even remember how this looked. See, this is why I hate creepers. Creepers in this version are like the devil. It's like worse than coming up against a warden, which isn't actually that bad. It's just very spooky. Alright, so that looks slightly better. So now how this is going to work is we are going to... I have an idea. We're going to make the eye with obsidian. So again, I think having this slightly higher might benefit me instead of having it click in with those blocks there. So we'll go up by 2, then makeshift eye, so around it. So that being the forefronter. We'll just fill it with dirt for now. Yeah, that's cool. So with the obsidian, that's gonna look sick. Think if I can make it work. Oh, boy, the fucking... I mean, I heard something walking. Wait, you're sideways walking. Yeah, I think that looks badass. Yeah, that looks nice. That looks fucking sick. I think it is a bit too high, but therefore, it does not matter because that will be the top level. Where those trees are standing, that is the top level. So let's fucking go. Alright, so that is done. That is our nice cover. And how this is gonna work now is torch on each edge. The jack-o'-lantern will be our pillar. For now, we're not going to really worry too much about having all of this tower done. We're just going to make ourselves this kind of little pillar fucking thing that's going to work as our stairway. Using dirt. Let's just do this for now. So... And the thing about me doing this is when we get to the top, what we'll do is we'll make a circle of where the kind of, like, the kind of base starts. So how it will work is, again, there'll be a platform, like so, going around here, and that's how we'll base our, obviously how our platform's gonna work, but is on our pathway, but it's also gonna base how this kind of stays level. Then anything around it just kind of like going down in a pillar-like fashion, kind of breaking down how the mountain goes down. Okay, so this is our standard point. We're not going to have it too high, so therefore we're just going to have this as the highest peak, highest level. Right, okay, so let's shade that down with this specific tree. And now, how I envisioned this tower going was... let me sleep. In ascending form, we're going to go 1 block in, another block in, 2 block high, 2 block high. So that the tower ascending isn't going to be too tall. It's just going to kind of ascend, and then it will spread out a bit more as it goes up. I'm going to go and carve... And there you go. Kind of leave it like that for now. Now what we need to do is, again, still the top area is going to be the platform. Using the tower, dig up and basically make it all wood at the top. So, go again. What the Oh my god. Why you fucking dare? God, being such dickheads today. Jesus Christ. One of the fucking arseholes. Anyways, heard a creeper jump scare. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3. And on the third one, we're gonna place a platform. No, I know. Hold the wished. Let brother cook. We're gonna go with a 3-block gap for our platform. It's gonna be like a landing pad type platform. Do this. Because it kind of gives us that 5-block gap, and then we could place something on the edge here and something here. 3, 3, 3. So there you go. And then let's go. This is how we'll determine the width of the mountain. What we have to shave off, what we don't have to shave off. Add in dirt. So we know what we're going with. Right, boom. Okay, so fill that in. Right, nice. So that is, yeah, that is our little platform. Okay, so we'll leave that for this night. We'll jump back down here. So now that that's done, we can sleep it off. And what we'll do is now we'll finish touch the stone in here. 'Cause one thing that's gonna annoy me. All right, so let's split. Keep it at 12. Go. Take some of our stone, and we're gonna take a fuckload of our dirt because we're gonna be doing a lot of terraforming. This side of the mountain doesn't really need to be too much terraformed. Now, this is where it begins. Kind of two-step up. You know what I mean? It's going to be going up in twos, like I said before. So in between these gaps, these are the walls that I'll have. So what we'll do is, so again, it's going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Right, so 2. There we go. So now we can get rid of these. And this is our tunnel. This is what we're basing this off. So this is kind of where this begins. Break it in a bit. Maybe we could do 4. Elevates up, so it goes up by 2. So this is another 2. And how this works in the middle now stays at the same level. And this is our tunnel. This isn't what it is. This is where our base begins. This is our entrance point. There you go. Just elevate that a bit, and there you go. Don't know where the tunnel leads, and then yeah, we just break it in a bit. So there's our little wall there. Fill that in. We might have the walls as lava, and we'll just add the torches here, and we'll add a torch on each. Nice. And we'll sharpen this off by kind of revealing the tunnel a bit more and drop it down a bit. And we'll do the exact same thing on this side. So you just shave it off, because look, there's still bits behind here. More of the mountain show. And the good thing about it, it doesn't cut into the wall. You're kind of just showing what this is. So that the person knows what they're coming up to. They're coming up to an entrance. They're coming up to a tunnel, a dungeon, a fucking temple. It could be whatever you fucking want it to be. Like, this is very simplistic, but I like it. Just to give the area a bit of lights, that way when we're coming up here, we're not going to get dashed and swarmed every time we come in. So we will have a terraform dash probably tomorrow. Just some finishing touches. I'm going to make the top peak here out of wood. There we go. Okay, so there's our platform. Add a few more torches here. And yeah, this looks sick. Look in here, bro. That is our entrance. That is so cool. The farm, what we'll do is we'll do it outside. So let's sleep. Farm. Actually, yeah, you little fucker. Oh, shit. For the moment, not sleep. So how we're gonna do, because we already have a little area. There's no animals there. Oh, we should get a dog. Come here, Sparks. Yup. Let's go. I'm gonna call you Sparky. Ah, that's what we should do. 3, 4. Yeah, right. So very simple on how to make a farm in Minecraft. Fairly simple. There's a technique that a lot of creators will use, and I've found it's been a standard in Minecraft for ages. Mobs will tend to run over your crops, and they have a tendency to not stay tiled. They will always break if like walked on, and it could be for 2 seconds. So to evade that, the best way of getting rid of that problem is by essentially what you're doing is you're covering the floor with fences, and it's acting as like a normal block, so the dirt block doesn't change. So when you're tiling dirt, it just becomes a normal dirt block. It doesn't actually act like a tiled dirt block, if you get me. You also keep this area lit as well for the crops. Dig a little hole. What I mean is, basically, yes, you're placing fences on the bottom part of the dirt. So, and you can also notice that for whatever reason, how the box works for the fences. So how the hitbox works is it acts like a normal block. So therefore, it is like a normal block, but it's also kind of like a block and a half. Okay, so then you fill in the blocks again. So you fill it all in. You're walking on the block, but it acts like a normal block. It's kind of like you're walking on a wood block. Yeah, how it works then is you can tile the dirt. Voila. Voila. And it doesn't matter how many times you jump on these crops, they will not break. Now, another thing I did want to do is I wanted to get sugarcane, because I know I'm going to be utilizing a lot, and I mean a lot, of bookcases in this house. Not like that, like that. And again, sugarcane can only spawn and be placed, which I find funny, on grass. It can't be placed on any other block apart from grass. So there's a lot of weird things with this version. A lot of weird bugs that we're figuring out. But finally, you know what? We could do a better shroom farm, and we can utilize this area. You know what? Screw it. We'll do it over here. We'll do it here. Yeah. Put shroom there, shroom there, shroom there. Right there. So we know where it is. Like, that's the thing with this whole experience, this experiment, is that, again, the longer you play in a world, the more fun you have with it. Again, the next, like, after the first day, you're kind of eager to play after the next day. And then you constantly want to keep it going. You have an urge to just keep playing this version. So yeah, no, for day 2, we got a lot done, and I guess, you know what, we'll add this in as well. I had pondered this idea as well. The mood I'm in is great. Yeah, I'm just really excited to be playing this version of Minecraft, like I said. Intrigued to how this is all gonna look after the 2 weeks. And to be honest, like, yeah, 2 hours isn't a lot, but it is enough to call it a session. Yeah, for day 2, we got a lot done. Like, not as much as we got done yesterday, but I still think it equivalates to a lot of stuff done. So, kind of gave a little sprucing up to what our base looks like. We also made our small makeshift farm, including a sugarcane farm. We also flattened out a bit of our land, turning it into more of a courtyard. So now we have going to be extending and evolving this area too. So stay tuned to that. We step inside our base. We did update this too. So now we have a more open area, which will be kind of completed tomorrow. We didn't fully finish it. This leads upstairs to the platform, which will be the second level of our area, and we'll finish this tomorrow. We'll probably terraform this at the start, kind of get this work done, and this will be the start of our base. This is the entrance to the mines of Moria, or to whatever the fuck we build out of this. Day 3 tomorrow. I plan to get a lot done, so we'll leave it off here, and yeah, so I'll see you in the next day, guys.